Hey guys, I am Kimberly of Kimberly's Kompass. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm making this video because everybody has so many questions about travel right now during the pandemic, how to travel safely, how to navigate all the different rules and regulations depending on where you're going. So since I'm going to be traveling internationally in a couple of days, I figured that I would take you guys along for the ride from beginning to end so that way you can see the process for yourself. So stay tuned. So if you've been following me on Instagram, then you already know that I'm going to the US, or that I've been to the US, because by the time I post this, I ought to be back. So probably about a week and a half from now. So in order to go into the US, you need a PCR test or a rapid antigen test, and it is 3 days prior to arrival. Before you start screaming at your device, the CDC says 3 days and not 72 hours, so don't come for me, go for them. So a PCR test, you'd have to go to either like a Shoppers Drug Mart or Life Labs because the government is not doing it for free anymore, and it'll cost you about $200. Thankfully, that I can do the rapid antigen test, Pearson is doing a pilot project where they're offering the antigen test to departing travelers for free. So I have just arrived at Pearson Airport to go get my COVID test. Yeah.
To USA?
Yes.
Oh, okay. They do accept this test, but
Yeah.
unfortunately when you come back to
I know.
you'll have to get one.
So I'm nervous. I'm nervous about that. Like coming here, my stomach was in knots. I was like, oh my god.
It's discomfort, but you shouldn't feel pain.
Okay. Okay.
You know, once the person who works with you is gentle, you don't have to worry.
Okay. Yeah. Angle it so you're not in there.
People remove the mask. So start on the left. We'll go about 5 times. And then I'll stop for a few seconds. So I'll repeat the same procedure on your foot. And hold for a few seconds. And your test is done.
Oh my gosh, that was so easy. Well, that was easy. So now if only I could do the antigen test to go home. So I guess I had all that anxiety for nothing, and I should save it for next week's test. To do the rapid test here at Pearson, you just have to go on their website, Toronto Pearson website, go to COVID testing, fill out a questionnaire, and then book your appointment. So it is now 3:59. I got here at about 3:25, and I already went in, parked, took the train to Terminal 1, and did my test, and I'm already back out, headed to my car. And so I should get the results in about 30 to 60 minutes, they said. So you could actually do it on the day of that you're flying out, but I'm an overthinker, so I planned it for a day in advance. So to give you an idea of how rapid these rapid results are, it is only 4:15. I have not made it home yet, and they've already texted me to tell me that my results are negative, so we're good to go tomorrow. So I've been in the US for a couple of days now, so I'm going to be going home in a few days, and in order to do that, I gotta prep for my departure. So regardless if I am flying or driving to Canada, I have to go get myself a PCR test. There's actually a list of a whole bunch of tests that you can take. It's not just a PCR test, but I guess the PCR test is more readily available, or that's the one that they talk about the most. So you need a PCR test, whether it be 72 hours, within 72 hours of your departure flight, or within 72 hours of your arrival at the border. So I am going to go get a rapid PCR test so that it will be ready in time for me to fly home. Also, I've already downloaded the Arrive Canada app, as well as creating an account on Switch Health, so that when I get to the border, it can speed up the process for me so that I can get through quicker. Because you don't stick things in your nose, but it's not as bad as you think it's gonna be.
Okay, is it one nostril or both?
It's both.
Oh, good lord.
Your results gonna come back in 45 minutes. Unfortunately, since we don't have a secured email, you would have to either wait for them or you would have to come back for the result.
Oh.
I'm not able to email it.
Oh, okay. And you know what? Then I'll come back. What time do you guys close?
It was at 8.
Okay, I'll come back for it. Oh, God.
It's gonna be both sides of your nose, okay?
Okay.
Good. You pull down for me. Here, take a deep breath in through your nose. Other side, deep breath.
Oh.
I'm home. I can't remember if I mentioned previously that I was going to be coming home via land border, which is why I'm at home and not in a hotel, because you don't have to hotel quarantine when you drive across the border. I obviously couldn't record, privacy reasons, and so I'm just gonna give you a quick recap of what happened. I flew into Buffalo International Airport. There's a taxi stand right outside the arrivals gate, column 4, and they'll take you to Canada. They can take you to the border, they can take you all the way to your home, they can take you just across the border, whichever you prefer. I took the taxi across the border, so that cost me $85 US. By the time I got to the border, it was really late, so it wasn't too busy. There was maybe 2 cars in front of me, so in total it took about 20 minutes, including wait time, to get across. The border agent asked your typical questions at the border, like, where did you go? How long were you away for? Are you bringing anything back? The only type of quarantine specific questions were, how did I get to the US? And why was I driving back instead of flying? And which I just simply said that I wasn't going to spend the $1,500 for a hotel quarantine. I'd rather go home and quarantine for 14 days. He also asked how was I going to get groceries during the 14 days, and if I was still working and when I was expected to get back to work. That was it. Because it was so late, no one from Public Health or Switch Health or anything was there at the tents, because they do administer your test at the border, your arrival test at the border. So because it was late, nobody was there, so he gave me 2 take-home kits for me to administer. The first one the next day after I arrived home. Then the second one I have to do in 8 days. Then he also gave me like a whole pamphlet, instruction sheets and stuff on how to administer the test at home. And after I did the test, I just booked with Purelator to come pick up the test, and that's it. I hope I answered everything. I'm glad that I had the foresight to make this video though, because so many people were asking questions once they saw me posting on Instagram about my travels. And so hopefully you find it informative. I've answered everything. Oh wait, one last question that everybody was always asking me was, am I vaccinated? So no, I'm not vaccinated. It's not a requirement yet to travel, so no, I'm not vaccinated. If there's anything that I missed answering in this video, just shoot me a comment down below and I will respond to you, or send me a DM on Instagram and I'll get back to you. Whatever it is, I'm here to help. Thanks for tuning in.